I'd like to talk to you about the most important thing for stress and time management in your practice as a doctor, and that's your secretary. They're the person that is facing forward to your patients and then screening them to help you avoid stress and getting behind in your schedule. So the most important thing is to pay them well. If you pay minimum wage, you're going to have a high turnover of staff. They're never going to learn how to do the job, and you're going to wind up doing the job for them. So it's false economy. And always remember, whatever you pay, it's half of that because it's a business tax write-off. Give them good hours. My secretary gets Fridays to get caught up on all her paperwork, and we sign out to another doctor to make sure that our phones aren't ringing here, and then we reciprocate for them. We give 8 weeks vacation paid a year. We give a bonus on the birthday and at Christmas time. At lunchtime, we turn off our phones. So my secretary and I both get an hour and a half from 12 till 1:30 uninterrupted. Any patients can leave a voicemail. If they have an emergency, they can go to the emergency. So that gives my secretary time to get caught up on her paperwork, and that really helps keep my secretary happy. I clean up after myself too. After I've used stuff, I put everything in the garbage. I don't leave a mess for my secretary. And the way secretaries should handle walk-ins, like patients that come in and just show up at the door without an appointment, is to say to them, you're going to have to come back. They can sit in the waiting room. You're not going to push people back out, but you don't want to reward their bad behavior. The people that have phoned to come in shouldn't have these people jump in front of them in the line, so they can wait in the waiting room till their turn. So if you reward bad behavior, you'll get more of it. Also, if a lot of times a mom or a dad will bring in 3 kids and only have an appointment for one, and they'll say, "Doc, can you have a look at the other 2 kids?" And I always do, but we don't want to reward that behavior. And my secretary will always say to them, next time, we're happy to see all your kids, even if you have 12 of them, but just tell us ahead of time. We'll work them in. Don't spring them on us. Another big thing is patients will often phone and say, I need 3 months off for stress leave. And once again, my secretary will say to them, she'll start to lower their expectations and say, Dr. Crosby will get help for you, he'll get counseling for you, he'll treat you, but he doesn't believe in a lot of time off for stress. You need to get back to work and to change jobs if it's a bad job, or if you're having bullying at work or a bad boss, to work through human resources with that. Also with the phone, my secretary keeps me off the phone so I'm able to see patients, and she triages really well using the phone. And so I don't have to talk to the patients on the phone. If she can't handle it, which is about 10% of the patients, then I will look after it myself through texting. I always back her up. So if patients are complaining, I'm sort of like a judge, and I listen to the patient and I listen to my secretary and try to find out if there's something in the middle there. We've had very few complaints over the years, but if you do get a complaint about your staff, listen to both sides before you make a judgment in the middle. Always praise them. I just type a little note saying good call, like once my secretary sent someone up with chest pain, saved them from dying of a heart attack. I'd say good job, write a little note. If anything that goes wrong, still a little note saying, you could have done better the next time. So, and like the 1 minute manager teaches us, 1 minute praising, 1 minute correction. And that's how you get and keep a good secretary.